It is just in.
Steve Weigel here with the latest track. Steve.
All right, looking at a storm that has a very similar track to earlier tonight at 5 o'clock. We had a track paralleling the coastline of Florida, and tonight about the same. Here's a look at the very latest. The storm is turning, moving toward Puerto Rico now. The winds, well, let's take a look. It's still pretty disorganized, and although it looks impressive on this loop, it is not. There's a lot of shear now starting to take hold, perhaps some interaction with land, hopefully the next 24 hours. And this thing now still has winds at 45 miles an hour, moving west at 17. There's Puerto Rico there. There's somewhat of a mid or low-level spin trying to take hold here, so the center position is difficult to pinpoint. Hurricane hunters have been flying through it during the evening. Friday morning, 45-mile-an-hour winds coming off that western tip of Puerto Rico. There's Friday, 8 p.m., 45-mile-an-hour winds. It's going to be a rough ride for this storm. These are big mountain ranges here, and historically this is a very, very difficult spot for a tropical storm or even a hurricane to survive. But if it does, it continues to move into the Gulf, I should say the Bahamas. That happens on Saturday and eventually starts to strengthen. The wind's at 65 Sunday night, and of course that is approaching the southeast Florida coastline. The closest approach would be Monday during the afternoon and evening, tracking right along the coast of Palm Beach County and then the Treasure Coast, and then up the coast after that on Tuesday with improving weather conditions here. This is an error cone. It is not a pinpoint forecast, so a track to the east or to the west is also likely. In fact, if you take a look at the average air 5 days out over the last 5 years for hurricane forecast, this is 240 miles. This is a big swath of real estate here. So we could easily have a track farther west or farther east. Keep that in mind. Don't watch that pinpoint icon. Here are the commuter model tracks. Unfortunately, they spread out a little bit from earlier today, and we have some tracks to the east now, the Bahamas, and to the west. Some of our, well, all of these, I don't show any unreliable models. I know a lot of media outlets like to show every single model. These are the ones the Hurricane Center uses, and these are the best models in the world, and they show a track that has somewhat of a spread at this point. High wind shear right through the next 24 to 36 hours, and some big mountains to contend with. If it makes it through that, then it has a chance to strengthen into a Category 1 storm. So what are we looking at here? Well, a wind field now that it goes out about 100 miles, tropical storm force winds. To break it down, here's a possible timeline, a scenario. Saturday looks fine. Partly sunny, hot, isolated thunderstorms, a pretty typical South Florida day. Sunday starts off sunny, but it doesn't last like that. We are looking at the winds picking up, the outer bands working in, and strong winds late into Sunday night and overnight. On Monday, we are looking at kind of the peak winds and peak rains with clouds, heavy rains, and strong winds on the way for Monday and starting to improve Monday night. We'll talk more about it, the weekend forecast, and take another look at our storm coming up.